Hey guys, this is just gonna be a quick concert review of the 2016 Rock Hall 3 for All tour featuring Cheap Trick, Joan Jett, and the Black Arts and Art. Now, I had the privilege to see this show live last night, September 11th, 2016 at Jiffy Lube Live. And I have to say, for the most part, the show was good. Cheap Trick was up first, played all the key hits, including Dream Police, California Man, I Don't Know, and of course Surrender and I Want You to Want Me. Very good energy. They had the crowd into it. And the same goes for Joan Jett. Now, out of the three, Joan was the one who seemed to have the crowd eating out of the palm of her hand the most. I mean, I tried to give it my equal energy for all three acts, but Joan and the Black Arts, I will say, pleasantly surprised me, as did Cheap Trick. But I already knew that they were going to deliver something special, and much to my pleasure, they did. Now, unfortunately, the big bomb disappointment of the night, which is something I pretty much knew was going to happen already, Heart put on, let's just say, a lackluster of a performance. I mean, out of all three acts, they must have done the shortest headline set that I could possibly ever think of. I mean, they came out and did Magic Man, Barracuda, Crazy on You, and then they did one track from the new CD, and one song to commemorate the anniversary of 9/11, which all three acts made a point to acknowledge the 15th anniversary of the tragedy that occurred yesterday in 2001. But aside from Magic Man, Crazy on You, and Barracuda, and Alone, that they did, like I said, one song from the new CD, and the last two songs they did were cover versions of Led Zeppelin's. I actually don't remember the name of the first song that they done their own version, but you guys would know it if you heard it. It's the one that goes, ah. And then they ended with Stairway to Heaven. And throughout their whole, I'll say, it was maybe a 50-minute set, maybe an hour and 10 minutes or so. They really didn't interact with the crowd much. Now, Cheap Trick didn't interact with everybody all that much, but I will say, Joan Jett and Cheap Trick interacted way more with the crowd than Art did. So, on Heart's part, it was a disappointing performance at best. But other than that, the Joan Jett and Cheap Trick were great. So, if you guys get a chance to catch whatever dates the tour has left, I would definitely encourage you to. Again, I just want to repeat myself. Don't expect too much out of Heart if you're a Heart fan. Because for me, they delivered, excuse my language, but a piss poor performance last night. I don't know if it was because they aren't used to playing too many shows back to back without a day off anymore, but something just seemed off about their performance in the program last night. But again, the other two acts, Joan Jett and the Black Arts and Cheap Trick, they were they were sufficient in their performance. So, factoring in Art's lackluster performance once again, I would give the whole experience a 7 out of 10. And the only reason, well, let's go one up for 8 out of 10, but that's only because, again, of Cheap Trick's and Joan Jett's performance quality, because Hart dropped a bomb. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and like I said, if you get a chance to see these guys live with whatever dates they have left for this touring cycle, go ahead. But again, don't expect too much out of Hart. So, keep on rocking. Yeah.